but I'm happy that I'll edit that in so that everybody can see that. When I left the house near noon on Tuesday to catch Illinois Railway's Job 03, I didn't intend to cover rail activity over a period of 24 hours as I've done. However, if one is looking to capture all four of Rockford's railways in action in a 24-hour period, then the time from 10 a.m. on Tuesday to about 10 a.m. on Wednesday might be the best. Here I'm at South Main, watching Illinois Railway Job 03 take one empty from Ring Corporation and a load from Bear Recycling up the hill track to leave for Union Pacific. After dropping these two cars, they'll retrieve two loads for Ring Container and shove back down the hill track. There's a limited amount of space for them between the end of the track and the forks of the switch. Only about one motor and two cars can fit. That former bridge for the railroad has been converted into a multi-purpose trail. Once they've grabbed the loads for Ring Container, they'll grab a cut of empties for Joe Bear Recycling. In order to spot these for Bear, they'll need to run around their train and then run Longhood Forward on the Canadian National Freeport subdivision. Illinois Railway can be fun to watch, as they have to obtain permission from Canadian National, CPKC, and Union Pacific in order to complete these jobs. Just beyond 1 p.m., and IR Job 03 will pull beyond the signal and shove into Bear. After spotting the empties, the crew will retrieve two loads and then shove back to Rockford West. They'll leave one load and take the other to Camp Grant. That load of scrap would be later retrieved by CPKC K66, which we see later in the video. After momentarily dropping the covered hoppers, they spot the single scrap load. While most of this work was going on, Canadian National's turn from Freeport to Rockford, L561, was waiting just west of Seward. Illinois Central GP38-2 9600 has been managing this move. Today, L561 has a string of 6 empties which they'll leave in West Yard. Once dropped, the covered hopper and boxcars will go to the East Belt. The covered hopper will eventually be spotted for J.L. Clark Plastics on the South Belt, while the boxcars will go to International Paper. To deliver these cars, they'll need to run around their train at the former Buckby siding, and then shove down the Rockford East Belt. As soon as L561 cleared the Broadway crossing, Union Pacific's YBE51 turn appeared. This is one of the difficulties of Railfanning Rockford. Near midday on Tuesday, Illinois Railway, CN, and UP may all be working. Unfortunately, Union Pacific did not street run and visit Loves Park this day. That can be seen in other videos. So it was back to the CN Freeport sub to catch L561 returning to Freeport. M337 was not far behind L561. Though the lead motor was somewhat typical for the line, being a Thundercab SD70M-2, the second motor, 2501, was a Canadian cab C44-9WL in North America livery. I drove from 7th to the siding at Seward, where a unit ethanol train U706 waited. I always enjoy hearing a pair of matched motors get underway. Here, a pair of Norfolk Southern AC44C6Ms led U706. Eleventh Street in Rockford has become one of my favorite locations to capture eastbounds in the morning or evening climbing out of the Rock River Valley. Usually by the time they reach 11th Street, their entire consist is on the grade. Some trains can be heard really struggling up grade between about 6th Street and Alpine Drive. Thereafter, I decided to film some commentary. Alright, I'm going to make another go at this. This is my second attempt. So, I'm currently sitting at Morgan Street, waiting for M338 on the Canadian National Freeport subdivision. I'm not driving, though I am recording from the driver's seat. So, if you're worried about that, take a look at the stationary vehicle to my left over here. Currently not operating the vehicle, just waiting. So, it's been an activity-laden day. Strange way to put that, but it's been an interesting day. So caught Illinois Railways Job 03 working their yard and dropping some cars off for Union Pacific. Union Pacific's YBE 51 came across the river, dropped some cars in their yard on the east side of the river. They did not go to Loves Park. And Canadian National's L561, which runs from Freeport to Rockford and works the east belt, south belt over there, they ran today as well. They were a little bit behind and had to wait for Job 03 to finish. So it was interesting. And that's one of the things about Railfanning Rockford. I think I'm going to work on a Rockford 24-hour around the clock and then post a video about that after catching CPKC K66 in the morning. But with only 2 daily scheduled trains on the Canadian National, 3 weekly trains, CPKC's K66 on their subdivision, and then Illinois Railway working twice a week, along with Union Pacific working twice a week, it can be difficult at times to try and catch things around here. And for having a dearth of trains on most days, Tuesdays and Thursdays around noon can be fairly action-packed and require a fair amount of driving if you want to catch everything. So we'll catch M338 here. I may talk a little bit after it goes by. I don't know. But I think I've tidied this up into about a 2-minute little discussion here, and we'll see what happens. But again, I'll try and put this into a 24-hour video. That'll be interesting, I think. And then I'll talk a little bit more about, I guess, why I do this sometimes. I don't think I've really discussed that too much. So catch you later. Today's M338 had a UP AC45 CCTE leading a pair of SD70M-2s. As 338 passed, nothing else was lined for Rockford between Chicago and Waterloo. So this is one of those moments in being a rail fan where things maybe are not quite as much fun as I thought they were. So earlier I mentioned that I was going to do a 24-hour thing where anything that moved on the rails on the Freeport sub within 24 hours in Rockford I was going to catch. Well, on ATCS, which I have running to my left over here, something was just cleared out of Hawthorne, and it's midnight. So for me to catch this, it's going to have to be maybe a 2:30 or a 3 a.m. thing, and then K66 is going to come through around 6:30, hopefully. So hey, so there goes, I guess, any kind of like 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep. But hey, that's part of the fun. Something's lined westbound out of Hawthorne, so we'll grab a nap and then I guess go out and catch it around 3 a.m. All right. All right, so it's 2:30 a.m. I'm in the car. The train's just not down Colvin Park westbound, so we're going to head out to Buckbee at the 83.6 and see what this is. Who knows? Just grab a shot of the front end. That's all I'm looking for. I want to pop back in bed as soon as I get done with this so I can catch K66 after 6:30. So that's the plan. The train was U705 with a pair of Norfolk Southern -9s leading it. Okay, so check it out. Back in the car, it's 5 till 7, and I'm out looking for CPKCK 66. I'm on the northwest side of Rockford at the moment at Kilburn Avenue. I've heard nothing on the scanner yet, and this train can go through as early as 6:30 on its southward trip to Davis Junction. So who knows what we're in for, but hopefully we'll be able to catch this here this morning. I first caught up with it at North Main, where GP20C Eco 2220 led. Camp Grant, they retrieved the scrap load that Illinois Railway left yesterday. Other than this pickup, it was a straight shot to Davis Junction and then a return trip to South Beloit for K66. I'm going to leave CPKC K66 for just a little bit. We might catch it on its northward trip as it runs east to west back to the CPKC Rockford sub. So right now it doesn't look like there's anything lined up. They're going to be blocking this crossing for a little bit. So yeah, I think I'll take a quick break and we'll see if there's any more action before 10 or 11 a.m. when the 24 hours hits. As expected, there were no other moves, so at 10 o'clock I went to Black Hawk Road to catch them on their return trip. There was a brief pause at Rockford East while a signal maintainer cleared up at Rockford West, but once that was done, they were on their way. A capture of all of Rockford's rail activity would not be complete without Bear 502, the GE 65 tonner that works the recycling facility.